Hey, what's up guys? Thanks for checking out today's video. Today I want to talk about this base a little bit and a few other things, but we'll start with this base. I see variations of this base all the time, so I thought I would just show this attack, talk about why it works and what to do. So if you guys run across something like this, you can probably adjust this attack to work against it as well. Now, I'm going to queen walk miner. I'm going to queen walk from here, cut a funnel here, at these two gold mines and elixir storages, so that my queen walks down to the 9, wall wrecker at 9 into the eagle, and jump spell to make sure she can get to the town hall, king at 6 to 3, miners in between. And what I like about that is it starts at a kind of a wider path up here for the miners, so maybe spread out by 10 or 15 tiles, and then it gets narrower down here so that the attack almost feels like it gets stronger as it goes. So let's watch this hit. So queen's in. I bring 2 babies just to make sure I get that funnel because I really don't want her to walk the wrong way. I could have adjusted if she did, but I wanted this to go to plan. Wreck her down. Make sure I get into that eagle compartment. Cut a funnel here with 2 wizards and 2 archers. Or a wizard and 2 archers, sorry. Hound baby for the CC. Queen's going to go ahead and take that down. I have plenty of rages, so I'm not afraid to use them. King down with a handful of miners because I didn't bring anything to help him on this funnel. Miners and warden, and queen actually took down that multi-target inferno, which was nice. And I'm just holding the, warden ability for when they get to the king. Held the queen ability for her to take down the town hall. There they go, they're at the king, hit the warden, he goes down, and now the miners just have to clean up what's left. So, a nice clean funnel, a nice clean path for the queen. You guys know how much of a fan I am of simple plans. This was no exception, it was very simple, so everything basically worked out. Okay, so that's that. Now we're going to head over to Pegasus. Go ahead and hit that. Now, what you're going to notice here is we ward Bangladesh for our CWL match. And of course, sad story, we lost by 1 star. Now, before we get to that, I'm going to show you something here. They asked me to hit on a Town Hall 10. So I did. And here's the base. Now, I decided to go with the Sui Blimp Electro Dragon clone strategy. I put those couple of balloons down to make sure that they soaked up any black Sams that might have been there. Rage, clone. I'm freezing the queen and CC these days. I have a lot of success with that, so yeah. I'm going to times 2. By the time this entry was done, I was worried there wasn't enough percent taken down. It's only 13%, but with my heroes suing in this area, I knew I'd get a lot of value since all of these defenses are easily accessible. And also, I wanted to cut. If you notice, they're kind of in a ring shape. That would mean my balloons would not have a very clean path. So I wanted to cut that with my heroes. So I put them here. The heroes actually split, but I wasn't too worried about that as long as I got this ring cut open so that I could have a nice clean Lalo. I'm going to come in at the 12 o'clock, handful of balloons and a baby, or and a hound, 2 minions to make sure I don't time fail. Hound over here at 2, 2 more hounds at 3, balloons down to make sure, whoa, I guess it's time to vote. This attack is a little bit patient, a little bit slow. You just have to let it develop. So that's what I'm doing, letting it develop. Had all my haste down already anyway. So now I'm basically just a passenger along for the ride, watching this raid kind of play out. And here I have a nice fat group of balloons, a whole bunch of cleanup. This is looking definitely like a 3-star. But then I noticed that group of balloons is going to the 6 o'clock. Must be a troll Tesla. And I'm thinking to myself, that's plenty of time, right? Like, there's no way I don't take this down, except for, wait for it, Look at that. 1 second left. Look at the health on this guy. 0 seconds. Is there even any health on that thing? A strong breeze would have taken that down. But yeah, so that was my experience at Town Hall 10. Now, back to the war. I don't do war recaps or anything like that. It's just not my thing. I try to keep the focus on anything I do, so I'm going to talk about my part in this war. Let's look at the percent. 97.05 to 97.12, and we lost by 1 star. So if we just got 1 more star, we'd have won. Now, if you look, there is only 1 lonely 11 that has not been tripled. And it was me that hit it. Let's talk about this raid. Now, the plan was, okay, to take down this area here with the single target Inferno, put the king here at 9 o'clock, probably this camp actually, so that he ends up 9 and then goes up to 12. And by taking this out, cuts a funnel, 1, for my miners, and 2, it leaves the king able to clean up all that trash. So if I was going to do that, I could put my queen here, let her cut into this. And the reason I want her here is I eventually want her to walk this direction up to the 3 o'clock. But I put her here so she works her way into this king. Why do that? Because if I just laid miners down here, as soon as the king hits 1 miner, they're all going to aggro to him. And then they're all going to get hung up on all this trash buildings out here and just get beat up by all this stuff here in the core, right? Including the eagle. So queen here, walk her in, rage her when she gets to the king, drop my miners up the middle, and we're GG, right? So let's go ×2. Blimp, the eagle, or the blimp angle is a little bit funny, so I had to go up pretty high for it to make sure that I get that Inferno tower. And we do, and we get the wizard tower. I mean, look at how clean this side is. It's nice. That king is going to have no opposition. So I put the queen down here, knowing it's going to take her time to get through the town hall. And I'm waiting to place my miners until I have to rage her when she gets to the king, because I know she has to have a rage to take him down. And while that's happening, I drop my king up here, and a minion to funnel this camp. Now, she gets to the king, so I decide to rage her, and now I'm dropping my miners, okay? Not noticing all the while, my queen's getting really low. And if you think about it, she should be able to take down the king by herself with a rage. But there's a warden tower over here, okay? So let's let that play out a little bit. By the time all my miners are down, you see that? Just got all the miners down, the queen's already dead. Now I know at this point in the raid, if things don't go perfect from here, and I mean perfect, I'm going to dip fail. So let's go ×2. Put my warden down. Let the miners do their thing. Houndloon CC. This is a fresh hit. No one else hit this, so we didn't know. But it didn't matter to me because it's a dip. I mean, who cares? Hit the warden ability to save those miners from the eagle. They take a terrible split. Most of them go outside. So does the warden. So does the healers. And it's just fizzling out slowly but surely. At this point, I still think there might be a chance. I mean, the king did walk all the way to 12, and he's at 1 o'clock still going strong, but the miners are really thinning out pretty fast, and there are 2 bomb towers, a wizard tower, an eagle, an expo. That's going to be a lot to take down with what I've got left. And the eagle is just picking apart my pack of miners. So here is pretty much where the raid fizzles out, 95%. Now, this, I show you guys this dip fail because I don't want to be that guy who only shows 3 stars. But the other reason is, you know, when you're doing competitive wars, sometimes you're going to make mistakes. Sometimes you're going to let your team down, and it sucks. I was really upset. I couldn't even look at Clash after this for the rest of the day. I was just done. Did not want to play because I knew I was the reason we lost the war, and it hurt. And it's a heavy weight to carry. You're going to have to carry that weight if you want to compete at the highest levels, because you cannot play perfect all the time. And that's why I show you guys that. No matter how well you plan, no matter how much time you spend, Sometimes you don't execute the way that you expect to, and that's going to happen. Learn to carry those crosses. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one.